Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the full 90. Back again for another stream with Raf and Manny. This is a Liverpool podcast to discuss mainly Chelsea and Liverpool on the weekend game on Saturday evening. But I do want to also discuss our previous game against Galatasaray. I think I want to start there, and then we'll go on to lineups, injury news, etc. Because we've had a few bits of injury problems. But yeah, how you been, Manny? And Raf, how you guys been?
Yeah, been all right, man. Been all right. Been usually it's the football that takes me away from the stress for the last couple of years, but the football's been minorly stressful, but can't let it get you down. So yeah, been doing all right.
Raf, any better?
Yeah. Nah, I'm good as well, bro. Just,
Mhm.
just I'm using this as a therapy session today. So,
Yeah, because I know you weren't feeling too well on the last stream we did, but you feeling better
yeah,
now
no,
and everything.
no, no, yeah, I've recovered now. Yeah.
All right. So where do you guys want to start with this one? Because I'm thinking we'll start at Galatasaray. Or was it Tuesday night we played? Was it?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday
Yeah.
night. Let's start off with let's go with the lineup first. What did you guys sort of think when team news came out? Salah obviously was a big one. I think him wasn't play, dropped, rested, whatever you want to say. Frimpong playing right wing, I think is another decision that sort of popped out to me straight away. And then
Yeah.
Szoboszlai on the right back while Frimpong is still in the team. What do you make of the lineup, Manny, against Galatasaray? Were you excited or what was your general thoughts?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, to be honest. Like, it weren't the lineup I expected. I didn't feel any particular negativity towards it. Like, yeah, in terms of the lineup that I predicted, yeah,
Mhm.
of the two key decisions that you mentioned, yeah, I didn't see coming, to be fair. Or I'll start with Salah obviously being dropped for that game and Frimpong coming in. I think with Salah, people can say drop, people can say rested. I'll probably lean more to the side of rested, but there was an element of being dropped in there. I think in Slot's mind, obviously, there's gonna be a time this season where Salah's not gonna be here, obviously through the AFCON. So his contingency plan of having Frimpong at right wing, to be fair, I was always of the thought that he should probably try it before we get to that point, because if we get to that point and we've realized that he's horrible at right wing in the Premier League anyway, then you don't really have much time to twist from there. But I thought that if there was any game where you can give it a try and you can rest Salah, or as I say, get him out the team for a game, then this was the fixture really. Like, second game in the Champions League group stage, we've already finishing first wasn't exactly the golden ticket we thought it would be. So I think it means that at this stage of the competition, you can take a few more risks in terms of the lineup. So I thought it was fair enough he did that. Suppose like a right back, I think it was just a case where he has just been the best performing right back this season so far. He's had the best games at right back. Neither Frimpong or Bradley so far this season have had one performance to even match one of his performance that you can pick between Newcastle, Arsenal, and I think it was Burnley even played there as well. So I think that was just horses for courses, and I think the Frimpong was just to see what he can do on the wing, and see how the dynamic works. And so Bosla at the moment probably fancied more to Bradley, although I do think Bradley's going to start on Saturday. The rest of the team is completely fair, is what you expect. I did think Robbo was going to play. I don't really like the fact that they didn't play, not because Carrick has had a particularly bad game. I think he's steadied the ship a bit, Carrick has, but he still has moments like in a game. But yeah, I was all for getting another left back, but I wasn't necessarily like, oh, get Robbo out of the team, like he's finished kind of thing. Like he was still good on, like, for most games, to be fair. But like, I think it was the playing two times a week that she struggled with, and having somebody to compete with him, and share the load with him, yeah, completely fine. But yeah, I don't know if I don't think it's totally fair that he just loses his place completely. I think Carrick should have been kind of eased into it more and kind of won his place, if anything. So yeah, and apart from that, Jones for McAllister, I think, was completely fair enough. McAllister, just, we've been saying he hasn't been fit for a while. It's been a while. I'm really confused with the McAllister thing as well, because Did he? Is it an injury? I don't remember him getting injured at the end of the last season. Like they said they gave him a break, and then they gave him a break because he's playing a lot of football and he played all the games. So I would have thought that he would be one of the first back from preseason and he would have been, moist, fresh to go for the new season. But it's like he's far behind. He looks behind Isak, and Isak literally went on strike. Do you know what I mean? Like he looks our least fit player at the minute, which just doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. So yeah, Jones had to come in, and I thought Jones was actually one of the better players on the pitch, to be fair to him.
Yeah. I mean, I completely forgot as well. Last week, obviously, the loss to Palace. We didn't discuss it. I think we did a pre-show, me and Raf, and we weren't confident for Palace, but we knew it would be a tough game. But yeah, that was a big, first loss. Back-to-back losses as well now for the first time since. I think it's only the second time it's happened. The first time was when we lost to PSG, and then we lost to Newcastle in the final.
Yeah.
But this is arguably, this is the first meaningful, or the league game is the first meaningful sort of game we've lost since Nottingham, really, going back all the way. So that's how good we've been. So it feels weird losing back-to-back games. But yeah, staying on sort of this lineup, Raf, what did you sort of make of on paper, the lineup? We went with Jones. Obviously Frimpong came in. Coming off the back of Palace, that defeat, there was a bit of pressure on us. It's fair to say we could have been 3-4 down at half time against Palace. It improved a lot in the second half, but we were looking at this fixture as sort of a bounce back to say, that was just a blip, nothing to panic. But then we followed it up with, I thought, another pretty poor performance, especially in the second half against Galatasaray. What did you sort of make off the back of that loss to Palace and coming into this game, and how we were going to respond sort of and go back and get back to winning ways?
Yeah, I was hoping that we respond positively. We get at them. We at least try to control the game as well, like how we did last season. Like, go back to how we were playing, go back to basics, really. But then I saw the lineup, and obviously quite a few changes in the sense that Frimpong's in there, Szoboszlai's gone right back. So I wasn't actually sure what the plan was. I was thinking maybe, okay, cool. If we're deploying Frimpong at right wing, Slot must want him to be, wide and stretching the pitch. And we know Gakpo, he doesn't really play as a touchline winger. He comes in a bit more. So I thought that's the plan. Like use Frimpong on that side to use the width, and then have Gakpo on the other side to come in a bit more. But yeah, the thing is, you can see the lineup, and you'll never, ever, ever be able to predict the way we played that game. You'll never be able to say that, oh yeah, that's how we're going to play like that. That 90-minute of football, oh my days, it hurt my eyes. It was so peak.
I've just switched the graphic as well now to our lineup against Palace. I want to talk about some of the issues now, and I want to get into it, like what's gone wrong, really. I know, not trying to dramatize it, but we've not been great. It's fair to say the last two, and even all round for the season, we've not been at our best. It's fair to say, but we've been winning. We've got the late winners. The first 5 games we just won. So a lot of people weren't looking at the performances. We're just coming from behind at a point. No, not really coming from behind. We're going into the lead, and then we were giving the lead up, and then getting the late winner. Just on this lineup, when I saw it on paper, I was fairly happy, if I'm being honest. I thought we're playing the midfield three of last season, which is exactly what I wanted. And Florian Wirtz, I thought, put him in left wing because I just wanted to see us get some stability again. But the problem we had against Palace, I thought we didn't really play Wirtz as a left winger. On paper, he was left wing, but we basically played that box midfield. And he was coming inside, causing that box. And then we literally had no one on that left-hand side. And then Gakpo came on at half-time against Palace and looked more natural. And I think, personally, Slot got that wrong, playing that and sort of changing the formation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's quite a few issues, guys. You can start at Konate, you can start at Bradley, you can start at McAllister, you can even go to Wirtz, which I'm sure we'll come on to. Salah has not looked right. Manny, I want to ask you because obviously I've not really spoke to you since these defeats. Last time we spoke, we were pretty on a high. You know, we signed Isak. All these players were coming in.
Yeah.
What do you think, if you had to say one thing or your main thing, what's the problem? What do you think's gone wrong really in the last two, or even if you're going behind that, if you had worries pre-Palace?
Yeah, no, I think there's been common things coming up in all of our games since the start of the season. We haven't had a convincing win yet. Obviously, I think we're entering the 9th or 10th game. So, yeah, no, it's more than fair enough to be concerned. In terms of what I think is going wrong, I think there's 2 or 3 kind of key things I've noticed that has come up in every game that we just need to sort out. I think Slot, first of all, in terms of the lineup, he did get it wrong. I understand, obviously, hearing his explanation for the lineup. I do understand why he chose it, but in execution, it just didn't come off anywhere as he expected, and he didn't really account for how that system could get exploited. He was more thinking about how he could exploit Palace. But if our players can't play out the back anymore, then you're not going to impose your game on anybody. So he wanted to have Wirtz and overload the midfield. So then, either one of Wirtz or Szoboszlai will be free in the build-up and they can be running at the defence. And a couple of times they did it. But then, decision-making was really poor. I think at the moment, the team cohesion is just not there at the minute. Like, we don't have patterns. We don't look like a team that's familiar with playing with each other. Everything, as you'd expect, to be fair, because of the signings and how it's gone. Everything looks quite disjointed. People aren't on the same wavelength just yet. People are thinking too long on the ball. I think our speed of play is completely vanished. We play really slow now, and it obviously starts with Van Dijk and Konate passing between each other. And I know that's usually our style of play is you play a bit slow around the back for a bit, but then they start to quicken it up and the other team can't live with it. But literally the Galatasaray game and the first half of Palace is just the entire time it was just slow build up all the way from start to finish. And I don't know, like we probably is because they're not familiar with the team just yet, because like, for example, Van Dijk's next to Kerkez. He's been next to Robbo for the good part of 8 years. Robbo played every game. Van Dijk played every game. Konate is playing next to Bradley one week. Then he's playing next to Szoboszlai. The midfield three has changed pretty much every week. Our front three's pretty much changed every week. So there is a lot of things, relationships to be built that haven't been built yet. And obviously, ideally, like we sign everybody on, end of June, and everyone starts pre-season, and everyone just takes time to play with each other. But unfortunately, the way it happened is that we got some guys at the start, we got some guys during the middle, and we got Isak at the very depth. So the gelling, unfortunately, is something that we had to go through, and we're gonna have to go through it during the season. Which, as I say, it's not great, because usually when you win a league, like we were saying it, remember the first time we were like, when has a team won the league and gone this hard in the window?
Yeah.
And that's because teams are usually settled, and you don't usually need to overhaul the team after winning the league, because you've just won the league. You just buy a couple players. So the same way, you don't usually see a team go this hard after winning the league. It's the same way that we're going to have teething problems gelling, but we're going to have to be doing it in the public eye, because everyone's looking at us as being the champions, so it doesn't excuse any of our players from having to gel together. Second thing that I'll mention, just lastly, in terms of what's going wrong with us, I said the manager's not had a great start to the season. Team selection wise, that's not even my problem, to be honest. Like, team selection wise, like, you've got the options, you're trying to get people bedded in. I think that's completely fine. I feel like, I don't know what he's encouraging him to do tactically at the moment, but it's either they're not listening to him or he's not reading the room. Because first of all, like I said, the speed of play is a big issue, and it's another reason why we're not getting Wirtz into the game. Wirtz is getting a lot of criticism at the moment, and from rival fans, fair enough. Like, you're gonna have to have your fun while the opportunity is there. But from our fans, I don't understand it really, because first of all, you need him to perform well, and I don't think he's been that bad, to be honest. Like, I think there's things they can sort out, and we'll get onto that, I'm sure, later on. But our play is too slow, so we're not giving him the ball in optimal positions. And also, the press off the ball is shocking now. Like, what is going on with our pressing at the moment? Like, we'll keep the ball for like 5 minutes, passing it side to side. the first time someone tries to play a forward pass, it will get cut out, we'll get countered on, and we'll just never be able to win the ball back. Like, there's no counter press. If we do try counter press, we get played through so easily. And teams are at our back four so often now, like so often. So I think off the ball and on the ball, I can understand, I can legislate for it because of the players, new players. But off the ball, I don't know what's going on there. Like, we just look so lethargic. Like the only time we look with any intensity is in the last 10 minutes of games, and that's why we end up scoring winners. That's how it is.
Yeah, there's quite a few things sort of that has gone wrong. It's fair to say, but obviously we're still top of the league. It's still, at the end of the day, we've lost one game or two now, all comps. But I don't know if you guys watched Monday Night Football. You probably did. First game of the season, 4-2 against Bournemouth, and Carragher actually, I don't know if you saw the interview he did with Slot.
Yeah.
He basically said to him, "I'm worried about the way you're playing." Like, he said something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then Slot sort of was surprised and said, we're playing the exact same. And I did agree with Carragher at that point, but I said it's only one game. So obviously, the emotions with Jota as well, you can tell the crowd was, and then Salah at the end. So I thought, it's one of those first games back at home at Anfield, the crowd is emotional. But the patterns happen for me. We've turned back into playing basketball. I don't know if you guys remember 2023-24 season, Klopp's last season.
Yeah.
It felt like a lot of the time we were, you shoot, we'll shoot kind of thing. And, you attack, we'll attack. And then Slot came in, and the first thing that Slot did, I thought, was bring control back into this team, where we're a bit more boring. We're a bit more, measured when we go, rather than always going for that long ball, always going for that direct pass. I thought Slot controlled us a bit more last season, and that helped us win the league. But I feel like we've gone back to that sort of chaos ball that we used to play 23-24. The Klopp's last season, we were relying on the late winners, and then in the end, it sort of caught up to us. But in terms of the issues, I did see some issues coming out of, obviously, hindsight and everything, but I did see a potential issue we could have with the balance of our midfield, because I was one of those, my opinion was always that midfield three, we see McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, they're quite workmanlike. If you go back to that midfield we had with Gini, Henderson, and Fabinho. And a lot of people didn't like it because they said, it's not creative enough. They don't break lines, they don't really score, they don't get assists. But we know how important that 19-20 midfield was off the ball. We don't win what we did without that core, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
But they weren't fashionable. Like, Henderson's still, people rub him out and stuff, but I think he played an important role. I look at this midfield very similarly. I think Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai, they're all, for me, eights. They're essentially all eights, but they have a bit of everything about their game. Where Szoboszlai has legs, he has the engine, probably doesn't have the creativity or the ingenuity to sort of unlock a defense. Well, look at McAllister, he probably lacks the mobility or the to cover the ground, but he makes up for that, I think, with sort of his intelligence and being able to control a game. And for me, Gravenberch has the athleticism, but I think he lacks the defensive positioning. But I think because all three, they made it work. Their weakness, they sort of covered each other's weaknesses last season, in my opinion. But this season, we're taking out essentially Szoboszlai, and we're putting in Wirtz. I don't want to say Wirtz is a luxury player, because I don't think he is a luxury player. He works. You look at what he covers. Yeah, what the ground he covers is actually highest in our team in terms of stats, but he is quite slight. Obviously, still getting used to the league. We're taking, for me, the legs out of our team and we're putting in and Wirtz. And for me, that has messed up the balance of the team. Because I don't know about you guys. Obviously, when we signed Wirtz, I assumed he'd play left wing, and then come inside. I did think he'd play left wing just because of I had a feeling that how would the midfield work, and I was always saying, Szoboszlai is so important to us off the ball, out of possession. If we were to take him out and add in another playmaker, because we don't play with a 10, we've not played with a 10 for years, and even when we did have a 10 in Coutinho, if you remember, he was playing on the left and he was cutting in, doing that finesse shot all the time. So for me, it's a big change in our sort of system to bring in a 10. It's going to take time, I think. And yeah, for me, that has ruined the balance. But obviously, Wirtz, we know what a top player he is. I think he will get there. But is this right now? Do we go with the tried and trusted of what worked last season, or do we just do what we did with Nunes first season, where we sort of accommodated Nunes? I felt like, because Salah that season, the season before Nunes joined, everything was going towards Salah, and then we sort of changed it, where Salah was staying more wide,
Yeah.
and we were trying to get Nunes in. I think we're trying to play through Wirtz now, because we were essentially Salah FC last season. Everything went through him. He was a focal point of our attack, and I think we're trying to move away from that. Now you're seeing Salah, the touchline winger, hugging the touchline, and that's not his game, in my opinion. You've got to get him sort of, next to the D, trying to on the back foot of when the defender's on the back foot. That's when Salah's at his best. So for me, there's a few issues really, and then also going on to our defense, the big problem, I think I've seen personally, I don't know if you guys agree, is Trent now being obviously with him gone. When we are pressed in our back line, I feel like we don't have the technical level to play out of the press. As great as Konate is, and Konate was a bit of a get out of jail free card for Trent, because we know Trent wasn't the best defensively, and we'd always say Konate was saving him, covering for him, etc. But I also think Trent saved Konate in terms of the ball progression, and was a bit of a get out of jail free card for him, because we know Konate is not the most comfortable on the ball. That's not a strong point. We know in the air he's a beast, 1v1 defending, covering in the channels. But I think the ball progression, the build up, I think we're struggling massively.
We struggled, yeah.
When I was watching the game against Galatasaray, I felt like our outball was Van Dijk ping to Frimpong, and Van Dijk pinging it. And for me, Bradley and Frimpong don't have it as of yet, on what I've seen. When they're pressed high, against Palace, against even Galatasaray, going man to man, I felt we struggled to play it out. And that's, for me, is a big concern. And I don't know if we have the player in the squad. I mean, that's why Szoboszlai has been playing right back as well, because he's just got that bit more composure to pass it out the back. Konate can't do it. We've seen I think Konate, his form has sort of been overblown as well, because I think he's exactly the same player, but now he's given more responsibility on the ball to play it out. He's overthinking it. He looks like a mess right now, because he's having to do a lot more of the coming out the back that Trent did for him, I think. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And then even Kerkez, when I look at Kerkez, for me, his strengths was sort of attacking and going to the byline, 17-18 Robo style, just being a bombing fullback. But we've not played Kerkez like that. We're playing him as like a third centre back for build up, and I don't understand that. So yeah, for me, there's quite a few issues, like build up wise. And then even when we get it to McAllister and Jones, when I was watching them against Galatasaray, they were just passing it side to side, giving it back to Van Dijk, and then Van Dijk Konate passing it side to side. We need to put it, and this is why I've got to defend Wirtz, because for me, if you're a number 10, you should be, up there just behind near the D, and you should be, Gravenberch should be getting the ball off Van Dijk and Konate and just pinging it into Wirtz in the space, and then Jones should be doing it as well. But that deep progression, I think, is a problem, because as bad as Trent, or some people say he wasn't great at defending and whatnot, but he's a unicorn of a passer. Like, he would literally, when teams will press us, 60-yard ping, and I feel like he can just break you out of a press like that, just like that, because he's so good at that pass. That's what I think is a big issue as well. There's more than just Wirtz, the 10 situation. I think it's we've done a lot of signings, and I don't know, like the gelling obviously is one issue, but the profiles as well. And I think Slot's realized that with now trying to shoehorn in Szoboszlai into the team, because ideally you just take out Szoboszlai and you play Wirtz and you go again. But that's, for me, is the issue, because what do you guys think anyway of the build-up problem? Because I think that's a big problem we're having, that Konate is just massively exposed, because he's having to do a lot more on the ball. He's having a lot more touches as well now compared to like last season.
I think it's a confidence thing as well, though, to be fair. Like, although like naturally, like these players, it's not really their game. I feel like we played games where Bradley's just a steady Eddie right back in it. So he doesn't have anything out of the ordinary on the ball, but he can drive the ball at the field. Like, he can do good give and goes. He can be sound. Also, I feel like the Kerkez thing is interesting, because we've definitely misprofiled him. And we're not using him to his strengths, so he's not being
Yeah.
being optimized. However, I can see why they put him in the position he has, because he is quite good on the ball, to be fair to him. Like when he does, he was actually the player a lot of the time between the back four that was getting to the midfield. Like Kanate was going to Van Dijk, back to Kanate, to Alisson, to Szoboszlai, and then it would get to Kirikes, and Kirikes would at least try the incisive pass into Gravenberch. At least that gets us into the next phase of play. And he's good at that, to be fair, Kirikes. But it's like that's one little aspect of his game, and you're prioritizing that over all the things that he's good at, and would make him look like a good signing. So yeah, that's I'm not enjoying that, to be honest. And yeah, the build-up thing, I think you're totally right. Like the profile of player that we have in the back four now isn't suited to it, which is, as I say, you buy all these players, but I don't see why you wouldn't look for somebody composed, like another centre back to be a ball player, or to prioritize that on another fullback. But yeah, I feel like it is a confidence thing, because like I don't know if you've seen the video going around social media of I think it was we had a break against Leipzig, and we just played it from back to front. Pretty much everyone got a touch. And you just look at the difference. Like, first of all, everything was just so much more quicker, so much more fluid. Trent was there, and Trent did a good one too with.
Yeah, I was going to say that the Trent was on the wide area, and he just flicks it around the corner with the outside of his foot, and then he takes it back. And for me, we're lacking that a bit sometimes. But yeah, what do you also think, Raf, in terms of the issues that you see? What do you put it down to? Is it just because Wirtz is like, I feel like the mainstream media and the rival fans are just going on Wirtz is a problem. I do think there's other issues as well, but what do you make it?
Yeah, I'm I'm in the same boat as well as you, where you're saying we're not getting Wirtz enough touches, we're not giving the ball to him like quick enough. And there was like at least 3-4 examples in the Galatasaray game where Konate will have it and Wirtz will make that run and he's free, but he'll just completely ignore him and go side. And then same with Jones as well. He did the same thing. He had it, Wirtz is in space, you play it, and there's no one behind him as well. There was no one pressing him at that time. So if he plays it, Wirtz can turn and get it going. But that's been my issue mainly, that we're just too slow. We're not getting like Wirtz we're giving Wirtz the ball, but we're giving it to him in a position where there's always someone on his back. So he just returns it back. There's not much he can do from there. So I don't think that, Wirtz has been bad. I do think that we need to get him way, way more touches so that he can get more, put his influence on the game a bit more. The thing that annoyed me the most during the Galatasaray game was, it's fair enough, you're trying to do line breaking passes and it's not working. Why are they struggling to make 2-yard passes that is not going to their man? Like even like Szoboszlai, that pass he played to Ekitike where he got injured. How are you playing? Like, first of all, how are you playing that pass with so much fizz? I don't know if you clocked. He literally did it. Like he took a shot at him basically, and he played it behind him. And it wasn't even a hard pass. It wasn't like he was getting pressed. It wasn't like Ekitike had a man on him, so he had to play it at a different angle. He just had to play it normally, and he couldn't even play that pass. So that's been my issue for the last 2 games, Palace as well, and this game as well. It's just the fact that I know we say that, we've got signings, we've brought a lot of players in, but these are players that they're passing to each other that they've played with for the last 5-6 years, apart from Szoboszlai, McAllister and that, but they've played with them for the last 3 years. They know how each other play. So how they have a chemistry issue is what's blowing my mind. Like, do you guys know how you guys, like, how they, like, you play? What your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, but they're the ones that look like they've never played with each other in like ever. Like they're the ones that are trying to gel and not actually gel with like Wirtz and Isak and stuff. That's what really annoyed me that game. And another thing that annoys me, when we'll build up, right, and we'll actually finally get it into the final third.
Yeah.
But then there's nothing there, so we'll slowly move it back, and then he'll go to the centre back, he'll go to the keeper, and we boot it long, and then we've lost the ball. And it isn't a thing that just happened against Galatasaray, happened against Palace, happened against Burnley. It happened Newcastle. It happened against Newcastle. Like it's an ongoing thing, and I clocked this as well towards the end of last season, where when we just don't know how to break a press, we just boot it long and we've lost the ball. And it's like we need to be able to keep the ball better, way better. We need to be able to take care of the ball. That's been hurting us big time.
I think on that topic of like control and keeping the ball, I think McAllister being space jammed essentially from last season has caused issues as well, because McAllister was the one in our midfield I felt like got us a bit of control, know when to go long, when to play it short and stuff, and he's just been looks like a completely different player. Like he's not on it at all. Obviously Manny, you were saying, has he got an injury, but we know he had an injury. Like I think his last game, I think the day we won the league against Spurs, we scored that goal. We won the league, and he never played again for that season.
Yeah,
and I think he is nursing something, but he's still playing slots, playing him, and he just doesn't look fit for me. Like he doesn't look like 100%. He looks like a yard off the pace. Even that, I don't know if you guys saw, he done a pass. It literally went like a yard. I don't know if you guys know what he was doing, but
again, it was an easy pass as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with McAllister. I'm hoping he can come back into it, because for me, when he's fit and on fire, he's for me our best midfielder. But he's just light years ahead of that player. I thought Jones. Go on.
That is also the key for us to be able to play the ball quicker, because he's the one that will find Verts in the pockets, or Isak or Ekitike, whoever plays. Like he will be the one that will be able to skip a defender, go and get to a player. Like we're missing that like massively.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like although McAllister's been pretty bad this season, as we've already said, there is like in the games he plays, like there will be like a couple of things he will do a game that like snap back to like the old him. And he created the chance for Isak against Palace, and only he really plays that pass, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Only he plays that pass, so we don't have anyone else that will really do it. And he got the assist for Ekitike's goal against Bournemouth. And he's actually created some chances for Liverpool this season, but just not consistent enough. And like that base, I felt the most safe usually with, obviously Szoboszlai is very important for our team, but for me, in my opinion, the basis of our league season last year was McAllister and Gravenberch pivot. I think it really helps Gravenberch always know he could give the ball to McAllister, and I think it helped McAllister always knowing that if he gives it to Gravenberch, he's going to take us up the pitch. And they had a really good balance in terms of defensive in front of the back four. Like at the moment, like we're seeing Gravenberch break forward a lot more, which I don't see as necessary, to be honest. Like I know he can do it, but like surely you prioritize him just to protecting the back four for a little while, before we get up back onto our feet. So Szoboszlai in the double pivot, I don't know. I don't know if it works. I don't think we've seen it enough, but it's still.
That's what I was going to come on to. Like, I said this to Raf, and I said this in preseason when we were making all these signings. If everyone's fit, it's a Champions League final tomorrow. What's our best 11? Like, what's our midfield three? Because if you play Verts and you drop Szoboszlai, for me, you get physically. I think you get ran through personally. Like you go to Arsenal and you play a midfield of Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, and Verts, or PSG away. I think you struggle. But then if you take out, you can't take out Verts, surely, £100 million player, etc. You know what I mean? What do you guys think is the midfield three for you guys? Like first team, everyone's fit.
I think the best lineup is the one that you've got up right now, having last season's midfield three with Verts out on left. The only issue that we had with it against Palace was we gave Verts, or Slot gave Verts, a free role where I don't know if you guys remember, but I think this was like 2 minutes into the game. They've done their kickoff, we've booted it long, and he's gone to the right side. And I'm thinking, bro, like, what are you doing there at that point? If the thing is, if we play that formation, but have Verts occupy the spaces that Gakpo does, because Gakpo doesn't really go wide like that. he's narrow anyways, and let Kirkes bomb on, I think you can then build a little connection with Kirkes and Wirtz there, and Wirtz be able to be a bit narrower and create from there.
Yeah, just playing devil's advocate as well. Just playing devil's advocate. There is people I speak to as all Liverpool fans that will say, you know, Wirtz cannot play left wing. We bought him as a 10. He has to play 10. I think Manny, you mentioned as well, you want to see Wirtz in the 10 more than going out wide.
Yeah.
What do you make of that, Raf? Like, you know, people that do say, you know, he should be playing 10 because we've signed him as a 10. And he's going to play there long term.
I think it's fair because I was in the same boat as well. Like I was the same. Like Szoboszlai should be replaced with Wirtz in the lineup, and Wirtz should play in the 10. But I think having is for right now. The issue is because we're not able to progress the ball quick enough. He's having to drop even deeper. He's going past the halfway line to come take one touch of the ball, and then if we are able to create something, if we're able to move it forward a bit, he's now busted from the halfway line all the way to the edge of the box. And then when it comes to him, I'm not going to say that he's tired or whatever. These lot are like, you know, athletes, but you know, a lot of his energy has gone from him running back just to try to get one touch of the ball and then come back in. And then I feel like the decision making there, it probably affects him. I think if you play the formation that we've got up right now with him there, he can just stay forward. He doesn't have to drop in that much. He can just pick up the pockets to try and get the ball. We just need to get the ball to him quicker.
The one issue I do see with this lineup as well, I don't know if you agree, is if Wirtz does play left wing and he stays wide and Kirkes goes up and bombs on for the overlap, on a transition on that side, McAllister has to obviously go out to the left. And we know McAllister in big spaces, especially with the way he's playing right now. Can we get, you know, is it enough ground? Can he cover to run back essentially with the legs? That's my only concern with that. But yeah, I think Wirtz left wing, I do want to see it again in a proper game where he actually plays as a left winger, not coming inside in a box midfield. But I also do want to see him long term as a 10 because I think, especially when, you know, Salah, when he's gone out the team in a year or so, I think we're going to start playing through Wirtz more. But yeah, long term for sure, I don't want to see Wirtz left wing.
Yeah.
But I think for now to bed him in, and we got a league title to win, guys. Because for me, I know people are saying we need to gel, and I agree. You know, it's going to take time. If by the time it gels, it could be a wrap in terms of the league. If we haven't fixed up, like if we draw 2 and lose 2, that's it for me. We sort of need to hit the ground running in terms of, obviously we've got Arsenal. I'm sure we'll speak about Arsenal, but we cannot. We essentially have to hit the ground running now. For me, from October, we're just into October now. October to December, that period, for me, that's what won us the league last year. We just went on that run, and then Arsenal just couldn't catch us. So yeah, that's my worry. Like, yeah, we're going to take time to click, and I'm sure when we do click, we're going to be unbelievable. Like the players we have, like Isak and Wirtz and Salah, etc. When they click, they're going to be good. But they essentially need to click now because we've got, you know, things to win.
We do, and as I say, like I'm after like the Crystal Palace game, even like because obviously we were winning, but we weren't playing well. Then the Crystal Palace game, I felt needed to happen, so then you can be like, right, this is what the situation is, and I've kind of come to terms to the fact that although I still think we can win the league, and I still think we're in the race and everything like that. It's not going to be a sure thing like everyone thought initially, and also. We're not the favorites, in my opinion. I don't think we are the favorites. I don't think we are. I don't think we are the favorites. And I think it's fair enough to say, to be honest, because like we have had a lot of disruption to our team, and these are all great players. Like people got to remember, like we didn't just sign these guys on a 1-year loan to win us the league this year. Do you know what I mean? That's not the base of the signings. This is to hopefully help us win more league titles, Champions League titles over the next 6 years and beyond, hopefully. So if Richard Hughes, for example, is putting this together, he's thinking of the bigger picture. He's not thinking of, oh, but what if they don't gel and we don't win the league this year? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, let's just not buy them. Do you know what I mean? Like this is something that we're gonna have to go through. And it's the kind of thing, it's the kind of situation that Arsenal, who are our biggest rivals in the title race, they would have lent on to take advantage of, and we need to make sure that we don't let that happen, obviously, and that's down to them. That's now for the manager to do. So the manager is, as I say, I'm still believing him. I still think he's a smart man, and he surely knows there's problems, and he's racking his brains trying to fix them right now. But the manager, I feel, is the key that can turn this all around, really. The players, as much as they're in bad form, and a lot of them are in bad form, to be honest, I genuinely think that even just from a different combination of players, as well as different instructions, or just not even different instructions, but more emphasis on what they need to do on the ball, because everyone looks like they don't know what to do on the ball at the minute. Like, everyone really looks stuck, and that's why you've taken too long on the ball. So these are things, unfortunately, like we spend a lot of money, and we do need it to gel. Like, if you look at the big signings of the past years, you got Caicedo took a season to really get going. Enzo, some will argue, hasn't even got going. You've got like your Jack Grealish, he never really got going at City in the first season. But essentially, like, we as fans need to just try and keep calm, and just try not let the negativity seep too much into the camp, because, as I say, a lot of these players have been here for a long time and have won a lot of things, but some of these guys, it's a big jump for them, really, like in terms of the level of club. So yeah, unfortunately, that's not, as much as it's not nice to say, like, we do have to account for these things. And yeah, I don't see us as the favourites for the league. Not to say that we're not got a chance of winning it, and not to say that we're like far off, but I do think that Arsenal are a bit more balanced and a bit more settled than us right now, which is more conducive for a league season, if you know what I mean, like more consistency over a season. I think their wins, although they're not exciting, they've got the solid base. They've got the solid base, and that's where everything starts. You can nick a goal. You can always nick a goal. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways to score a goal, but if you can keep teams out, you've already gone half of the way there. So Slot needs to figure that out first, and then we can start thinking about how we're going to put a run together. Because it doesn't look like it's coming at the moment. I'm not confident really for the next game.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we've just got to go back to keep a clean sheet, and we'll get 1 or 2 goals, rather than. I think we need to be solid defensively again, and go from there. But going on to Chelsea, Raf, big one. It feels like must win game week 7 already.
Yeah, man.
Because we lost to Palace. We know we need to get this just to get out of system. We don't want to have 3 losses in a row or anything like that. But lineup wise, what are you changing up? How do how would you line up? How do you think we get the result here?
You know what I'm saying? If that is the lineup that I want.
This team.
Huh? Yeah,
Okay,
that team.
The one the same one against Palace that was terrible first half.
But not playing it
differently, though.
with the box. Not playing it with the box midfield. That's the like, if that formation, but different, like a way different tactic, like the usual tactic we use. That's what I want to see. And whether Isak starts or whether Ekitike starts, I think it's a flip of a coin. I wouldn't mind if Ekitike started. I don't mind if Isak starts either. That's just the main thing. I'd say also maybe Robertson.
I was going to say that.
Maybe Robertson instead of Kirkes. But who's Chelsea's right winger? Kurt.
I think Pedro Neto.
Or Neto, depends on which side they play, but they can do both, isn't it?
Yeah. If it's I changed my mind. It's Kirkes.
Yeah.
Robo against pace. And a bit
True
of power.
say. And direct wingers, it's not good for Robo against direct wingers, can't lie.
Manny, would you change much from this lineup on the screen? Our last league game.
I would be down to try it again. Obviously, depends on the fitness of Ekitike. Like, I feel like Ekitike is one of them players that he just needs to play at the moment. I can't lie. Like, obviously, we're talking about the bad form of all of our players. He's one player that
he's one of our best players this season.
Yeah, of course. He could be. Him and Gravenberch arguably have been the best players for us this season. So I think he's one of them ones where, whilst people are kind of struggling for form, you've got to kind of lean on his good form, to be honest, because in the build-up, he is incredible. Like, when we can get the ball actually away from our defense for a bit and get it into him, he makes things happen. Do you know what I mean? He can turn on it. He can link up. He's really, yeah, he's just a top player, man. Like I expected him to be great, but he's actually doing even better than I thought he would. And I was a big fan of his, I'll be honest. So I think it was interesting because like did you see when Isak came on and Ekatike moved to the left for all about 5 minutes before he got
5
injured.
minutes, man.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that.
That dynamic.
See if they can do it.
All it took was 5 minutes. All it took was 3 minutes, and they already had a dynamic going. Like the 1-2 between Wirtz and Ekatike. That's something that you don't get with Gakpo. Like Gakpo is like plug in and play. Like he's run down the line, cut in, shoot. Run down the line, take it to the line, cross, cut in, cross. That's literally his bag. That's everything. He's not really thinking much outside of that, to be fair. Whereas Ekatike is like, he just got so many different ideas. Like
he's a proper, like, you could tell
he's got a football brain. Like his IQ is just so high.
Absolutely. And I think Wirtz probably would prefer to be closer to that because they can be on the same wavelength. So that's why they were linking up. And then it actually, I think a lot of people think like Ekatike is like, oh, he has to play up front. I think he's more interested in being involved in the game. Like he wants to get touches. He just wants to be involved in the game. Isak, on the other hand, he can drop out wide and be involved in the game. But by the looks of it, I don't know if it's a fitness thing. He just doesn't want to run. But it looks like he's very content with staying central and waiting for the ball to get to him. He just wants the ball in. Do you know what I mean? But they're not passing it to him.
He just wants to be in the box.
Yeah, he just wants to be in the box. He wants to get the goal. He wants to get in behind. And that's the difference between him and Ekatike. I think he's more in behind in the box. Ekatike is more drop in. He can run in behind, but he likes to link up more. So if you have them all three on the pitch together, it can complement because Isak can be the runner in behind. Wirtz will always have a runner in behind, and he always has that link up option. Also, I don't know what you got from maybe even Ekatike in the 10. Well, not on Saturday, by the way, because that's
Saturday. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, like in the long run, like
I think left wing more than 10 for me, Ekatike, because I don't know if you guys remember against, was it Palace in the Community Shield, where he dribbled past. I can't remember who it was on the left side. He just dribbled past him, cut it back, and I think we scored off it. Might have been a preseason game.
Yeah, preseason game. Yeah. He's good in his locker. He's good at in his locker.
He can take players on and go on the outside. Well, I feel like Gakpo doesn't go on the outside much. He's always trying to come in.
Yeah, it's because his left-footed delivery is quite poor, really. So like when he takes it down the line, he probably thinks himself like chance is gone. Do you know what I mean? So that's why he's so inclined to cut in. And Gakpo just like the thing is he doesn't have enough variety to his game. Like he never connects with Kirkes. Like he's only started doing it recently now, or maybe that's because he got dropped and he realized. But like Kirkes is making overlapping runs, doesn't pass it to him. Yeah,
I saw a pass map against Galatasaray. Gakpo didn't pass the ball once to Kirkes, or Kirkes didn't pass the ball once to Gakpo, which was mad. Considering
what's going on there?
That's what I'm saying. And another thing, I mean, we don't really discuss this, but Isak played 30 minutes against Galatasaray. He had 4 touches of the ball.
Yeah,
that's a massive problem.
At all. No, I really hope, and this is what I mean with the manager. Like, I really hope he sees that as a alarm bells, and he like drums it into them and says, "You better get this guy the flipping ball because that is not good enough at all." That's like a shocking indictment of our team's performance that he only got him.
Yeah, you give Isak the ball, he's scoring. Man.
Do you know what I mean? Like he got a couple balls in behind. And he's a willing runner, Isak. Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment, like he's clearly like he's not at full fitness. Like he's looking a bit heavy at the minute. And he's not trying to get involved in the play as much as he would have done at Newcastle, for example. Like I think because he's not fit at the moment, he's kind of saving himself for the sprint in behind. Do you know what I mean? So he's just staying up there, staying central, and coming out every now and then. But like you should be searching. The intent should be to find him. Like even if you ping it into him and he loses it a couple of times, like just try to find him and make sure that your base is set up so you can defend these transitions. Because it's not like it's so much like we know we can't defend transitions, so they're scared of defending transitions. So instead of just shoring up at the back, they just would rather just not lose the ball. They'd rather just pass it side to side, and at least we're not getting countered on. And then they realize, like, oh, well, I guess we do need to go forward. They'll pass it forward. We lose it, get counted. They just lose all confidence. And then they don't want to pass forward anymore. Like, it has to change.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm going to play this team. I'll make like 3 changes, I think, on this one probably. Oh, it's a 4 because Alisson's out. I don't know if you guys saw Alisson's 6 weeks hamstring.
6 weeks, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Mamadashvili will play. I would probably go with Robbo over Kirkez. I don't think Kirkez has been bad or anything like that. It's just I want to go with the experience,
familiarity.
and I want to keep as many of last season's team essentially. So I'll go with Robbo. I'm playing the midfield three on the screen, and I would go Ekitike up front instead of Isak, just because I think he's just more up to match fitness.
Just in form.
And then Isak off the bench could be good if we need a goal.
Yeah.
But I would play Verts left wing, and I'm hoping we keep him more wide rather than doing his box. Actually, no. Another thing I would do, I would not play Mac in this one. I'm playing Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
Yeah.
I'm playing Jones just because, again, McAllister to me needs a bit more rhythm. And this is Chelsea. You know, they've got Caicedo. They've got players in midfield that can run and stuff. So I'm going to have to play Jones for this one. So, yeah, a couple of changes for me.
Chelsea are without two centre-backs, right?
Yeah.
They're playing Achapong and who's the other fit one? Oh, Chalobah's not there, was he? Oh,
Chalobah's not there. They're weak. And no Palmer as well.
Yeah, no Palmer as well.
Not that he ever has a good game against us.
But at the bridge, he does all right. But to be fair, we were in party mode, weren't we? So
yeah.
I
it's interesting.
If it's a weak defense, so if they not weak, but like if they play Achiampong,
we cannot lose to Chelsea. Honestly, if we like, obviously, I'll be panicking. That's when I will panic if we lose to Chelsea.
100%
is not there. Do you know what it is? Yeah, do you know what it is?
I think we should win.
We should win, and a lot of people are confident. Yeah, and I think we should win as well. Obviously,
we haven't won there for a while now.
Yeah, because it's just one of them grounds. Like we haven't won there since the COVID season. But yeah, it's just one of them things. Like the only thing I worry about really is that they've got their defense isn't great. Their defense isn't great, and on paper, yeah, it's a mismatch our attack compared to what they were having to defense. But
yeah,
you still need to get it to them. Do you know what I mean? Like you still and the engine room and the players protecting the defense for Chelsea are still the same, and that's the phase of play that we can't progress in. You know, so as much as it would be great to get Isak or Salah facing up with Achapong or Gusto or whoever they're going to use out there, but my biggest worry is how are we going to play out? My biggest worry is are the midfielders actually going to start being ambitious with their passes now, because like this,
that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and the midfield, like Chelsea's midfield, like they're fully fit and they're playing like, as I say, I'm not a big fan of Enzo Fernandez personally, but Caicedo is a really, really good player and covers so much ground. Like he's a midfield on his own. So if you really are struggling to play line breaking passes against Gundogan and Mario Lemina, then I'm really intrigued to see how they work it out, and it will all change if the players play with more confidence and they actually play and they just take a few more risk. But I don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think if Jones plays and Gravenberch, they have to go on the half turn, receive it from Van Dijk and Konate, and look to feed in the attackers. And also, and Bradley, if you can maybe link up and let Kirkez. I'm not liking how we're using Kirkez, but if Robbo plays, we'll see if it changes. But yeah, in terms of like score predictions and stuff, do you guys have any what your thoughts, guys? Do we keep a clean sheet?
No, I can't see that happening. I genuinely can't see that happening. Especially now, like I wish this man that's really meant to be good and stuff, and I'm sure he is. Like he had a good game against Southampton, for example. But like the situations we're putting in Alisson in, I don't know if he's ready for that just yet. I don't know. Like to be fair, he's used to getting peppered for Georgia and Valencia last season, but no, it's a different kind with Alisson. It's bare one-on-ones. So I feel like I can see it being a draw if I'm being completely honest. Like it seems like it would be damaging.
Yeah, that's for me.
I can see it though.
Especially we go international break, another 2-week gap. If Arsenal win as well, I think Arsenal got West Ham.
They'll be a point ahead of us. West Ham's an easy game now with Nuno. I can't lie, like that's the kind of game. Like, if it was who was the Potter, then that's like an easy 3 points and 6+ goal difference. But with Nuno, that's stylistically that's not a good matchup for Arteta's teams usually, depending on how they play. Like obviously, like at the moment with their signings, like they're doing well. Like Eze's been so good for them. He's been a great signing. But but yeah, I don't think it'd be the end of the world. Like, it would be really disappointing, and it would just compound what's been a horrible end to this kind of period. But I think even if I feel like both us and Chelsea are in bad form right now, and their bad form is more because they're getting a red card every game. Ours is just systematic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we play them, I can literally just see us shooting ourselves in the foot, if I'll be honest, because of our low on confidence. I just see a team that's low on confidence at the minute. I don't know if you can just turn it on like that. I feel like they need the international break as well. I feel like the international break is good for them to kind of have that break, go to their separate sides. Slot can have a bit of breathing space to be like, what the hell's going on? Rewatch all the games, whatever he needs to do. And then if we come back after the international break and we look any better, then we still have a strong chance of finishing of winning the title. But yeah, I don't know if I just can't see back-to-back losses. I think we'll do our best to not lose, but I don't know if these guys have the authority right now to just go to Stamford Bridge and just win. And if they're going to win, it's going to be another late winner, because it's not going to be like a walkover.
Yeah, this won't be easy, even though Chelsea got players out. But I think we're going to win. I think we'll just do enough to win. I think 2-1. Maybe it becomes we need a penalty or a set piece or something. But I think we'll win. I don't see us losing 3 in a row. No, I mean, I hope not. But yeah, no, Slot's definitely, this is his toughest period. Everything's been sort of smooth sailing for him since he's got here. This is the first time maybe he's got to change up a bit. But I trust Slot. I think he'll find his way. I think the players will eventually find their way as well. My only thing is, by the time they click, we could find ourselves, with a gap potentially if we don't pick up and start winning games.
Yeah.
Raf, are you confident for this one, or do you think we can get the win here?
Nah, man, I'm not that confident. Nah, from just from seeing the way we played against Palace and the way we played against Galatasaray, I just don't see it drastically changing.
Yeah, Palace we were bad, very bad first half. Second half we were a lot better.
Yeah. But we couldn't, break them down. I guess Chelsea will be a bit different.
We had chances though. Like on another day, that could have been a 3-3 game for
me. Like Verts should have finished that chance. That was
Konate free header.
One, yeah. But I think
if Isak goes down, he gets a penalty for me. That chance he had.
Yeah. I could have scored as well.
Could have scored as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't feel very confident.
Now, I wouldn't say I'm massively confident. Don't get me wrong, but I still think the players we have, like, if they get a chance, I back Isak or Salah, Ekitike.
Yeah.
Even Verts, man. Like, he's got to start turning up soon.
Salah as well. He needs to wake up.
Yeah, let's see though. Let's see, because was it 5:30 Saturday, right?
Yeah.
It's a late kickoff as well.
How we set up, because I just remember as well, like Chelsea already kind of gave us tough games last year.
Yeah.
And Slot remembers those games. Like, I remember they were playing for our press with complete ease, and that's when our press was actually all right. Our press is non-existent at the moment. So obviously at the moment, but luckily for us, they don't have their ball players at the back. So something's got to give really.
Yeah, they've got injuries. Like, that's why I'm quite confident. Like, no Palmer, no. I don't know if Reece James is fit.
I think he'll be fit, but they'll probably
play. I can't lie. If Verts plays in the 10 and Caicedo is marking him, it's going to be peak. I just think physically he'll get.
I don't know what Slot's going to do, because is he going to, we've seen him play. Does he trust Bradley and Frimpong? I'm still not convinced he does.
I currently think he trusts Bradley. I don't know. I don't think he trusts Frimpong. I
don't even think it's a trust thing. It's like what you said, because we're missing that progression from the back line.
Yeah, but
that's why he's doing so was there.
I think Bradley's more capable of getting the ball out the back than Frimpong. Like Frimpong, he needs to receive the ball high. You know what I mean? Like, whenever he plays, if he's next to Konate, there's just nothing going on. They're literally just playing ping pong between them. There's no real composure on the ball between the two of them. With Bradley, at the very least, he's got a bit about him. He's he can do a little nutmeg, he can do a little give and go. He does have that in his locker. But he's just not in the best way at the moment, Bradley.
Because I thought he did struggle against Palace.
He was
yeah,
really bad
I
against
don't know
us.
if it was really his fault. I think he was kind of put in a bit of a tough situation, really. Like even for the penalty, for the corner that they won, like Van Dijk gave him a bit of a hospital ball, and then with Palace's system, they always have two players on you. They will have the left 10 on you, and the wing back will be on you as well. And he really boxes him in. So like stylistically, it just wasn't helpful for him. I don't think Bradley's like an amazing player. I think he's just a steady Eddie, and I think at the moment, like a steady Eddie, you'll be fine with. You know, he's gonna try hard defensively. I trust him more than Frimpong in the build-up personally, and he's shown at least a history of having a bit of chemistry with Salah. Like at the moment, like I don't know what's happening with him and Salah, but it's like they've never played together before. Last season, Salah would link up with Bradley all the time. Like they'd be doing the underlapping runs, he'll be sliding it in, like he'll be overlapping for him. Like right now, it's like they've never played with each other. It's so weird.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. Salah, I think, is also not at his best, but I think he is circumstantial as well with everything around him. I feel like we are playing more towards works, and I think that's hindered Salah. But yeah, let's see, man, because I'm hoping we can get the win. Because if we don't, I would start worrying personally in terms of like league and stuff. But yeah, I wasn't too fussed when we lost to Galatasaray, if I'm being honest, because we've seen it last season where sort of we topped the group and we still
the fixture
get a PSG. As long as I'm top 8.
I was the same as well. I wasn't fussed with the loss. It was just the performance that
yeah concerning a bit. Yeah, when you got a midfield of Gundogan and Lamina and like Torreira, like, yeah.
Not seeing that coming.
But you look at our last 3 goals we've conceded as well. Like obviously, Galatasaray scored a penalty that, in my opinion, wasn't a penalty. Then against Palace, we conceded a set piece, wasn't it? Corner, obviously, I think we just knocked Grammbush pretty much given assist.
Yeah.
And then they scored of a throw in sort of with second ball.
Yeah.
Where we sort of switch off. So yeah, set piece is another one. We didn't really discuss that. For me, that's where is another issue that I forgot to talk about. Really, set pieces. We're just not good at them this season for some reason. Last season, I thought we were really strong.
Defensively, yeah. Attacking, you've just not been good at them for at least like 2 years now. Like going forward, our set pieces are shocking. But defensively, yeah. But the thing is, though, like the biggest set piece test you can face is Arsenal, and we stood up to that. So it's just a concentration thing. Like it's just players like just staying switched on when in the box, and also staying switched on even when the ball's headed out. You know what I mean? So yeah, like everything just seems like it's mental at the moment. I don't know. I think we've got a set piece coach now anyway. Like I don't know if he's
Aaron Briggs.
Aaron Briggs, yeah. He wasn't even originally the set piece coach, but he's coaching the set pieces. And I don't know what we were coaching, because like we used the same set piece tactics all throughout last season, and we're still using it now. And they try and use the big guys stay in the middle, and they use the small guys as kind of blockers to stop the big guys of the other team getting runs. And it's like it can work if the delivery is straight into the middle, but if anyone's actually switched on tactically, set piece wise, that's such an easy way. That's such an easy bypass. Like all you need is you're flipping the big guy on your team to just hang out. Don't even hang in the 6-yard box. Just hang out on the edge and just go for knock-ons. Don't look to score. Look for knock-ons and knockdowns, because you can easily get them because it's a mismatch.
Now I'm just going to add to that as well. Like set pieces is so big this season because a lot of teams, literally every team in the Premier League, is long throw-ins now. Have you seen it? Like everyone's doing long throw-ins, and everyone's playing for corners and stuff. I think because of Arsenal last season as well. But I think I saw a stat. We've conceded 4 goals already with set pieces in our first 6 league games. It took us 22 games last season to concede 4 from set pieces. So just off the like for like wise, we need to definitely fix up in that sense, because the goals we're conceding, a lot of them are set pieces, and they're not like teams are cutting us open and are playing amazing football. Some of it is just avoidable, I think. So that's what I think essentially.
Yeah, they really need to work on that. Like I think we just need to be way more intense, man. Like everything for me just comes back to just intensity. Like we used to be the most intense team on the Klopp, and obviously a period Klopp wanted to slow us down, which was needed at times. But I hope we haven't lost like our ability to play with intensity on the ball and off the ball. You know what I mean? Like in the box, for defending set pieces, like you have to be aggressive, man. Like you need to like really want to win that ball. Like you need to not be getting pushed around. And it's like right now it's Van Dijk or bust. I really feel for Van Dijk at the moment, to be honest,
Yeah,
because
he's been unreal.
he's been so good. And you know what? Sometimes when the rest of the team isn't playing well, it's not easy to maintain your levels. Like football's a team game. It's very hard to stand out by yourself if a team's not functioning, especially when your back four, especially, is not functioning. So yeah, we're really like putting him on overtime right now. Like, do you know how I describe it? Like, do you know like when parents have kids, obviously, and you hope that when they grow up and they become 18, they move out and then you can go and have holidays and like not have responsibility. We've got Van Dijk still looking after the kids when he should be on retirement.
Yeah.
He should be able to take a break. Like we still play Van Dijk every single game. Guy's 33 years old, returned from an ACL, and we wouldn't even dare to rest him. Like
we can't rest him, man, because we ain't got the numbers to rest him anymore.
Absolutely, we don't even have the numbers in the first place. And then secondly, even if we did have the numbers, like you're still worried. Like I can't lie. At the moment with Ibu, I wouldn't trust him alone with any centre back at the moment at the back. Like he has to be handheld at the moment. So we've again just put in so much weight on Van Dijk. Like this is why he will have to go down as right up there in terms of the greatest Liverpool players of all time. Like
he already is for me.
We lent on him for so long. It's just normal because he's him. But if anything can keep us in this race, and one of the big reasons why we're anywhere near where we are is because of him. And it shows that he's just a different level of quality. Like he's not just world class or anything. He's like legend of the game, not just Liverpool, Premier League legendary status, football legendary status, man. Like he's dominated this era of football. So we're so lucky to have him, to be honest.
Yeah, he's not just one of the best defenders like in the world. He's literally one of the best players, I'd say. Like in terms of the impact, for me, the transformer type of player. Like you put him in any team, he will just elevate that team just because how good he is. Alisson's the same for me as well, like in that back line. So we're lucky to have him. But yeah, anything else you guys want to discuss about this game or anything else we missed you want to touch upon? Or
nah, just hoping that we get back our intensity and we win the knockdowns. That's another thing that we've been lacking.
Yeah,
the second ball we've not been winning. It's just all gone straight back to the opposition. Every time we get a header on, it's just straight to them, but we're not there to grab it. So yeah, just need something
I do think it's system related as well, because when you have that many players out of form, I think it always comes back to the system. You can't have that many players playing bad. Like these guys are top players. Majority of them. Like we don't have many. I don't think we have any bad players, really.
Yeah. No, they're all good players. They're all proving it. They're all proving it. I think it definitely comes to the system, and that's why Slot is our way. Slot is our way out of this mess, and I just hope he acknowledges the issues. Obviously, we can see them. Like a lot of us have kind of said the same kind of points and agreed with each other, and I'm seeing this discourse on social media and on platforms. So a lot of people can kind of see the glaring issues, and I just hope he can see it. Because the one thing with Slot at the moment as well, like his interviews, I haven't really liked his interviews this season. Like last season, what I loved about Slot's interviews was like he was just no bullshit. He was like, I'm like, yeah, like we didn't do this well. We did this well. In the first half, we were rubbish. Second half, we were better. Like you just said it as it was. And when we didn't do well, like he would tell you and he could explain why. This season, like we haven't started well, and he'll get questioned on it and different points. And it's like his answers, like he'll either talk about something that's not related to the game or not related to the tactical aspects of the game. I don't know I think he might be doing it to either protect himself or protect the players, which is fair enough. You know what I mean? You'd have to tell the media everything. But like against Galatasaray, his analysis of the game was we played well first half, which is arguable. We started well. First 20-30 minutes, I think. And then kind of start to peter out. And then second half, they asked him for the analysis, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well the ball wasn't really in play that long. Like striker kept going down, and like that is true. Like they did break up the game, but no, like the ball was in place enough for you to know kind of what you saw and what was not working. So usually he would be a bit more open and kind of just analyze the game to us, and like it gives you reassurance as a fan that, you know, I know we're not playing well, but my manager knows what's wrong and he's gonna fix
he
this
sees
particular
it.
problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now he might see it because he, as I say, he might be behind closed doors, but I don't know if he sees it as a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like he might see it completely differently, and that's the thing with these top managers. Like their brains just work differently to ourselves, and they're stubborn. And yeah, like I don't get the gist from his interviews that he sees it as a problem, but then the other half of me is saying surely he sees it as a problem. Do you know what I mean? He's a smart man.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys think about that.
You know, I think definitely. I think you know, I said he's a genius last season because I think literally tactically his in-game management for me was unbelievable last season. There's certain things we see he'll change it and straight away he improves.
Improves.
For me, I think he will know like what's wrong, but I think some of it is out of his control. I think like where, you know, you signed this many players. He's never had that last season where we had a core of 12, 13 players. He never used Endo, he never used Elliott, never used any of these guys. He just played the same guys, ran him into the ground pretty much. And then when PSG came in March, that's why we were goosed, really, I thought. Because we played the same guys all the time. Now he's got so much more players. Maybe he's, you know, who to play where, etc. And he's not got used to that. But yeah, I expect him to fix it, man. I do rate him, and anything about Slot, and I've seen some people question Slot like his job and stuff. Like, yo, you guys are crazy.
That's nonsense,
like, I've seen it on Twitter. Obviously, they're not, you know, real. Like, I don't want to say real fans, but they're just, you know, trolls or whatever. But he'll get it right.
He's a smart man. He's a smart man. I trust him. I trust him like wholeheartedly. Like he's shown that he get a team playing. He can make a team tick, even if it's a case of like him deciding to just revert back to what he did last season, like lineup wise. Like I think that's the benefit for me, is that at the very least we have the fallback option of just getting everybody from last season back in there. Like get Robertson in there, get the three in there, have one of us like a TK, have Gakpo in, have Salah, and just have some familiarity. That's possible. Like that is always a plan B. Obviously, he won't want to do it right now because that's like a lot of pressure on the new guys then. But there is always that fallback option. And I think Slot, like I say, he's tactically, even this season, his subs have been quite good. Like, actually, no, like, they've been 50-50. Like, he's made some subs that have completely killed our momentum, but he's also made some subs that have kind of won us and drawn us games. So, yeah, I still have full faith in him. Like, he's still the kind of manager that I want managing my team. Like, he's always thinking, he's always trying things. Doesn't always work, but he tries things, you know what I mean? So, once he gets this team clicking, which I'm sure he will, like, yeah, he will be some force.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think we'll wrap it up here, guys. Just over an hour. We may do another stream if you guys are free on Saturday evening, possibly, or maybe Sunday. We'll see how it goes to discuss the Chelsea game. It's a big one. It's a must win. And yeah, hopefully we get the result. But yeah, thank you for joining, Raf, Manny. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Pleasure.
And we'll probably do another one, maybe in a couple of weeks or whenever you can come on, Manny. I'll message you. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you're watching on a playback, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.